real party atmosphere, and as Smurdo says, quite often on these occasions it falls flat. Well, there was no chance of that this afternoon. They were 2-0 up within the first 8 minutes, and Gary Hooper went on to score a 5. Shawnee Aluko with a hat-trick for Rangers. Very, in some ways, actually, Murdo, kind of similar to some of the shootouts we've had on the final day in the past, with Celtic and Rangers both going for big wins, albeit we didn't have the intensity of this one. There was nothing really up for stake.
Well, you're looking at both of them having to get a few goals the last game of the season and still take care of Hearts. For me, there's a no-show from Hearts this afternoon, but Rangers going up to St Johnstone. There was something for St Johnstone. If they could have won that game, Richard, and Hearts losing today, there was something meaningful for them. But they both finished with so many goals last game of the season. It just lets you know that they're still at it, the Old Firm.
Incidentally, quite apart from beating their nearest rivals to win the Scottish Cup, the other incentive that will add on for Hearts is if they do qualify through winning the Scottish Cup, they go into the Europa League qualifiers 2 rounds later than they would should they go in as having qualified for finishing in 5th place. And remember, St Johnstone can still get into those qualifiers if Hearts do indeed win the Scottish Cup. Hibs win the Scottish Cup, as they will be hoping to do, then St Johnstone will miss out, and Hearts will go in at the second qualifying round. It will be Hearts, Dundee United, Motherwell and Celtic as it stands, with either Hibernian or St Johnstone snatching that final Europa League qualifier. Great scenes of celebration all around Celtic Park. Some sections of the fans doing their huddle as they bounce up and down, others just looking on, watching down the pitch, waiting eagerly for the arrival of their heroes down below. Tony Hamilton is in charge of these things down pitch side. He's just looking around, making sure that everything is in place. The presentation party down there, we can see the little tray that's got all the medals on it, and it'll be really rewarding, I'm sure, satisfying for those Celtic players. It's been 3 successive seasons that they've had to watch Rangers lift that championship. It's been a long wait for the Celtic players, these Celtic fans. You can hear what it means to the Celtic fans, and now it all just settles down, that hush before the players re-emerge. Incidentally, in the midst of all that, the other thing that Gary Hooper has done today is actually gone ahead of Farid El Alagoui as the top scorer in Scottish football entirely this season. The Falkirk striker was on 28. You didn't imagine for a minute that Hooper would overtake him on the final day. Well, he has done, and he's gone on to 29 as we await the arrival of the Celtic players. We heard briefly there from Paulo Sergio, quite right. I think he really didn't want to dwell on his team's performance. It is all about next week for the Hearts. Meantime, they're getting the party sorted out down there on the podium. The snappers are all just waiting, anxiously looking over their shoulder, and now the cheers will ring out because Fraser Forster is the first of the Celtic players to emerge, followed by all those who played this afternoon. 1 or 2 of the subs as well, 1 or 2 kind of limping as they make their way out there, and suddenly a bit of pyrotechnics, and you can feel the blast of the heat as it surges back up the stand. Bit of smoke down there as well. All the players, all the squad players, those who have not been involved this afternoon, all making their way out as well, and down onto the podium there, where they're handed over the medals and get the little handshakes from the presentation party. Gary Hooper turns around and just waves to his dad, who's in the stand just a few feet away from us to our left. Familiar figure here at Celtic Park. What an afternoon it was for the number 88. You can hear the just trying to work out what they're doing. They've got pictures up on the big screens, and they've got the Celtic players giving their Christian name,
22,
and they're getting their Celtic fans to fill in the gaps. Nice touch, and just adding to the occasion there. And thankfully all the Celtic fans recognise all those players. Anyway, they're still handing out these medals. Seem to strike an awful lot more medals than they used to do in your day, Murdo. You needed to play 10 games, I think it was, to even come close to having a chance of getting one of those prize medals. Anyway, the squad, bit by bit, making their way up onto the party there. Still, the medals are being handed out. Still, they've been draped over the necks of all the players who are there. The trophy sits resplendent and shining on the podium there, and all the players are waiting to get their hands on it.
Scott Brown, the captain, has just come into the tunnel. He has been held back. Obviously, he's the man who'll be getting the trophy. Neil Lennon hasn't emerged yet either, although he's coaching assistants are out there. Alan Thompson, Gary Parker have gone out. So too is Johan Mjalby. But here comes Scott Brown, the captain, out the tunnel now.
No surprise, there is such a huge cheer for the captain. What a season he has had. What a popular figure he is. The chants of Bruni all around the stadium. He turns, he applauds all around the stadium. He makes his way up towards the podium. There is applause for him. There's applause now for the management team. Gary Parker, Alan Thompson, Johan Mjalby and Stephen Woods. And now the manager. Big cheer, of course, for the manager, who turns and applauds. Already the players on the podium are bouncing up and down. Scott Brown's just in behind. The scene is set here at Celtic Park. Neil Lennon waves to his adoring fans all round. The announcements are made in the background. Neil Lennon makes his way up to the podium. He too will be getting the medal draped around his neck. The players continue to bounce. They're eager to get on with the celebrations. And you can hear the big countdown in the background as Scott Brown waits to get his hands on that piece of silverware. The trophy is handed to Scott Brown. Celtic Clydesdale Bank Premier League champions 2011-2012. And the pyrotechnics, the fireworks flashing off all round the pitch there. The players bouncing up and down. The ticker tape is set off after a wait of 3 years, and for the 43rd time in all. Celtic are champions of Scotland, and the fans are ringing the songs out all round the stadium. Murdo, it must be moments like this where you wish you could turn the clock back, eh?
You want to be part of it, Richard. It's a fantastic feeling. I know the fans are loving it, but when you're a football player and you've won the title, but to actually get your hands on the cup there, it's just a fantastic feeling. And even better, I think, Richard, when you come off the podium and you walk round the park to show the trophy off to the other fans.
It is a great moment as a player. It is the reward for all the hard work. I see down below me Peter Lawwell just making his way off the pitch alongside Neil Doncaster. On the check.
Peter, I want a brief word. I know you want to leave the players to it, but a magnificent achievement.
Magnificent. Considering where we were last October, the way to come back. It's just been phenomenal, and to win it with such a margin. Great credit to Neil, the lads, and the players. Just a wonderful achievement.
Just a wee word that what the fans sing right on cue. Neil Lennon, I'm just about to ask you about the job he's done for you.
He's done a magnificent job. Young guy come in, the intensity of being the Celtic manager, you really have to be in the job to experience. He's coped with it remarkably well, despite all the other nonsense that was going on around his life. He's a very strong character, a very intelligent guy. He knows football, and he'll be one of the greats, I'm sure.
You would, I know you want to be party and celebrate tonight, but immediately, of course, Champions League campaign. What happens to this summer at Celtic Park?
Well, we're hoping to, like every transfer window, we hope to come out stronger than we go in, and that'll be the intention this year. We're really excited about the prospect of getting in the Champions League again. That's where a club like Celtic should be, and the fans can rest assured we'll do all we possibly can to make that happen.
When you look at this atmosphere in here, Peter, that's inspiration for you.
There's no place like it. There's no place like this.
Well, congratulations, Peter.
Peter Lawwell, he wasn't keen to talk, but of course Chick persuaded him in his own inimitable way. Got a few words there from the chief executive. The players have turned to all 4 corners, all 4 stands of this ground, and shown the silverware. Some of the players want, I'm not quite who it is they're shouting on. Maybe it's Stevie Woods, the goalkeeping coach, who's dipped out of the limelight. I think they want him back up there. There's a bit of shouting going on Anyway, the photographs will be...
They're trying to get Tim Williamson, the physio, onto the team
right.
picture, and Tim is too shy. He's in the tunnel giving a a little bit coy look about all of that. Let's see if we get a word with the manager, one or two the players here. I think we're going to do a lap on there first of all. We're going to get some, I think Charlie McGoo's wanting a drink. Maybe one myself.
There might be some T-shirts that they might be heading off to get.
And then coming out is what the indications are at the moment. So we will be speaking to the players, Richard, but Scott Brown, of course, was someone in that. I think it's Bangura with his arm around. I thought he was right to throttle him at the moment. And there's a man. How many games did Bangura play? He's got a championship medal. There you go.
I'm not quite sure about how they're working. I think they give them a certain amount. It seems to me like just about everybody who's been involved at all this season has been given a trophy, a medal.
I think Bangura was 14, 15 games he was involved in, so I think that gets some medal.
Well, Neil Lennon is down there. He has got the trophy. The snapper's just trying to get him in position, holding up that huge silver trophy so that they can get photographs, the first of many, of course, that will be taken over the course, not only by the professional photographers, but all the fans around the stadium. They've all got their phones out, their camera phones. They'll be taking the snaps. It will be very, very special to each and every one of them. The players have gone back up the tunnel. They will be re-emerging to go in the lap of honour. Meantime, Neil Lennon has taken the trophy and he's heading over in the direction right now of the Green Brigade across in the far corner there, the most vociferous part of the Celtic support. They set up all sorts of flag and banner displays. He's going across the shoulder.
Yes, because I've got Alan Thompson with me. Alan, congratulations, game over.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. You know, won it 4 times as a player. You tend to forget what happens on the day, but I'm just trying to savour the moment at the minute.
Imagine you've been right beside Neil Lennon all the way. It's been traumatic at times. It's been joyous today. What's it been like for you?
Listen, it's been up and down. He's been the figurehead, and he's led and we followed. And with a support like this, we just want to take it on again.
And what can this team achieve, Alan? Are you caught for Europe?
Well, we'd like to get in the Champions League group stages, see where we go from there.
Yeah, I mentioned Gary Hooper. He did play well today.
Not bad, eh? He's been fantastic, and you know, a lot of them. You couldn't pick one out. But Gary scored 5 goals today, and obviously it's great for him. But the team performance was brilliant.
Do you think this team can achieve something within the Champions League in terms of getting into the group stages?
Well, we have to be positive and set our sights on high standards. And teams have qualified out the group stages before who haven't expected to. So we're just delighted that we've got the opportunity to do that.
Good man, enjoy your night.
Alan Thompson there with check. Neil Lennon, I mentioned, he'd gone across to the part of the pitch just in front of the Green Brigade. He went across, he showed them the trophy, he put it down, he stepped back, he raised both hands, he then applauded them, and he walked away, and he's left the trophy sitting on the pitch, or just off the pitch, across in the far corner there, right in front of the Green Brigade. And now one of the Celtic officials is getting booed because he's gone across and he's picked the trophy up and he's bringing him back. I'm sure Neil Lennon just assumed that the players would pick it up again as they went round on their lap of honour, but it's being brought back in a couple of Strathclyde's finest, just wandering along there as well, making sure that nobody fancies taking that trophy home with them for a little souvenir. The fans all standing all around the stadium, all smiles, of course, still the flags and scarves waving, and they're waiting to see these players re-emerge and to applaud them once more and to celebrate with them once more. See Neil Doncaster standing on the pitch just over the way to our left, arms folded. He's had a fair old season, hasn't he, as chief executive of the SPL, and there's more to come as the Rangers story rumbles on. It's all about Celtic, of course, here this afternoon.
Yeah, Rich, it's quite interesting because Alan Thompson, just after I spoke to him, tried to get into the tunnel with the players, and something's bolted the door. There's a door that swings across the tunnel. He's had that bolted. He's now managed to get it open and up the tunnel. That'd be quite interesting. I remember that occasion actually when Hearts won the cup here. They beat Rangers in the final. Was it '98? And remember, it was that Gary Locke couldn't get out the tunnel to a couple of players, and I managed to get him out the tunnel. Here's Neil Lennon. I'm going to try and have a word with him now as he watches the talk, wave to fans. Neil, congratulations, well done. That was you just saving the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, because you live for days like this, you know, last 2 years and culminating in a day like this, so yeah, it's a brilliant feeling.
Talk me through the gesture with the trophy over to the Green Brigade.
Well, they've been right behind us from day one, and they bring the colour, bring the music, bring the atmosphere, and you know, it's as much for them as it is for the players and everyone else.
It hardly seems relevant